Welcome, Speedgaming, for this really exciting match that we have for you tonight. So this is going to be part of the Super Metroid Randomizer tournament, which is within the Speedgaming Live 2024 event. And today we're going to have a winners round 2 matchup, and then it's going to be between these great runners, Spiffy and cemo. So I am Aussie101. We have Bressingham doing the tracking today. And then with me is WXFan. How you feel about this race?
I have been looking forward to it when I was doing commentary over the week, and I saw this on the schedule. I'm like, I want a piece of this action. So this is between, I don't want to say titans, but two of the very best map rando racers that we have seen so far through this tournament. As I was telling Aussie and Brest pre-show, it seemed like in the qualifiers that I was in, cemo was usually near the very top of the leaderboard. So this is the number 2 seed, SpiffyThomas, cemo the number 15 seed, and I am looking forward to this. I personally would like to see some beams early over some suits, but we will see what the seed has in store for the racers. And cemo deciding he wants to play team, they want to play team right today. An immediate Norfair to the left too.
This looks like, oh, was that double right? I thought Spiffy went
double right for cemo.
Yeah, it looks like right has the item, the E-Tank. First E-Tank is usually a filler item, but not always. So we'll see what they actually are supposed to do right away. When you see the Brinster Reserve like that, it's very, very common to get a Morph Ball to get through the tunnel, and then a bomb type item as the visible missile, and then that lets you get the third item. So that room just gives a lot of instant progression on its own.
Yes,
and it looks like we have West Ocean here. So we're gonna be riding some trippers.
There have been quite a few here, and we'll get the racers all synced up for you all, don't worry about it. But Aussie, quite a few of these seeds recently seemingly have had sky missiles as some very important item here early on in some of these seeds.
Yeah, that's a part of the...
Screw attack!
It's part of the hard difficulty setting that's on, where it's going to try to put items in the more difficult locations. And this is just called a more difficult location because you have to do... I'm not sure which part of it exactly, but you have to like jump up in a tricky way in order to not take forever on this trick. And if something takes forever, then that's another reason to bump it up to a higher tier. So it's either slow or you have to do something hard.
Yep. So we see cemo there making a play for Gauntlet Door. And there's our Morph Ball. Coincidentally, it's the back end of Gauntlet, but it will be Morph to get things started. So, makes me think cemo's probably going to go and head for the Morph Ball location, and Spiffy able to just get out.
Yeah, so going to take Morph Ball to the Brinstar Reserve, go through the tunnel, and then is able to screw attack to reach the, go through the bomb blocks. But that's a little bit tricky. cemo can definitely do it, Spiffy can do it. But it may be hard enough that they don't get it instantly.
So we saw Spiffy get caught a little bit there. So when you have the screw attack and you have no morph, if you get caught on any of the bottom blocks and the top aren't broken, it does make things difficult to be able to get out. So sometimes it requires a reset because you're kind of soft locked. Spiffy was able to get out though. So we're gonna find supers, and we are going to find our first missile pack. So we'll see where the racers want to go from here. Back in the north end of West Ocean. Those supers are going to unlock the West Ocean item before we actually get to the South Ocean item. That one also very commonly has progression because you have to go somewhere else to get supers open up, like this location. So now we have power bombs, and when you
like you're able to fall down to the lower ocean, but you need to think about how to get back up first. That's very, very important in map rando, is what your route is back to the ship. Because there's always going to be a logical route back to the ship, and if there isn't, then it's out of logic.
Well, there you go. So, cemo is going to go check, and then this is what I was going to ask y'all. So, do you just risk it and drop, or do you go check these other smaller rooms first? And that is exactly what cemo did. Drop down to check some of the smaller rooms mid-ocean, and now will be making their way lower. Wow, we got some really weird rooms.
Wait. Is this Crab Hole that they just went through?
Yeah, that was
West.
Okay. Yeah, that was West Meridia Crab Hole.
Yeah, it's the top of Crab Hole, though. So that's going to be the way back. With an E-Tank, you can get through the heated room. I think because they already know that there's no other path off of the ship, that they had to come this way. So it would have been safe to fall to the ocean part of West Ocean. But there could be rooms that have like minor items on the way here.
Yeah, I think we saw cemo pick up. Yeah, we saw cemo pick up 2 missile packs. Spiffy picked up one of them as well. So cemo out to a little bit more of an earlier lead, and this is what we were saying to begin with. 2 heavy hitters in this tournament going at it, and sometimes seed numbers is not going to tell the entire story. Cemo's going to find another super pack. I really like the ammo that cemo has here, Aussie.
So more supers are nice, like for sure, but at this stage of the game, you have a way to open the super gates and the green doors, so it's more important to have E-Tanks right now. And power bombs would also be really nice. It is possible to run out when you only have 5. So like, a second super pack isn't the most useful thing immediately, but eventually it's going to be really nice.
Mm-hmm. And this is one of this is the speed booster Turian escape room.
Yeah, screw attack is going to help a lot. Otherwise, you'd essentially want to just damage boost through all the enemies.
Yep.
They don't hit very hard, but they have a lot of health, and they're not going to die fast.
cemo getting closer and closer to the map station and finding X-ray.
Okay. So what does X-ray mean for us?
Be getting hungry later. Might want to put some bosses through the microwave.
Microwave, that'd be much later. Need a few more items for that.
Yep.
Some of the harder to find items at that.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but having X-ray, doesn't that put Aqueduct Snail Clip into logic?
So that's the line of thought that we're looking for with X-ray. It's going to help with ice clips and snail clips.
Nice.
The snail clip itself, you need gravity suit for. So we're not quite there yet. Pretty much all the uses of X-ray you need another item for. But right now, both of them are running into the Norfair map at the same time.
Spiffy taking a shortcut, playing catch-up. Nicely done. We saw cemo not go through jail left door. Ended up going to the right. So we got Golden Terrizzo, upper right item is a major. Yeah. We got a hollow dot.
I think you're running scout that.
This is kind of an interesting map. I'm going to see more from SpiffyThomas to the west.
I'd like to see someone just jump in and check that with the power bomb, but I think you'd also lose like all of your energy if you did that, and you'd have to farm it back.
So for those of you who are new and have never seen a map random before, on the maps you see dots. They'll always be missiles. Hollow dots are either supers, power bombs, energy tanks, or reserve tanks. And there's charge beam.
Oh, was that charge? I thought it was a beam. I couldn't tell.
Yep, it's charge. And then on top of that,
now.
Yep, those big dots that look like they're bold, they are majors.
Yep, so charge beam is a major.
Yep, and at the very least, having the info of charge beam for cemo is huge, because Spiffy has not gone for that major, never peeked it.
Yep, and we don't really know how hard it's going to be to get back to this part of Norfair. If the ship itself is like, if you're done with that area, then it becomes hard to ever come back and justify getting that check because of how long it'll take. But there is more to criteria that we haven't seen yet. So they could just find their way back here.
Yeah, this is a split criteria. This is different. More power bombs, 20 PBs to get things started here.
We saw in Norfair too that the map was looking kind of split in weird ways. So that can be hard to even, like, I don't know, register. Just because it looks weird compared to what you're used to seeing in the map.
Of course.
So I have heard of runners making
you'll get... Yep, sorry, Asa, go ahead.
So like it's easy to misread the map in this case. Grapple
yeah. Nice grapple.
Out of logic.
So, CWJ is not hard logic, correct?
Yeah, I think it's in expert logic. Because it doesn't always expect you to have even morph to do it.
Gotcha. So something you'll see in map randos from time to time are either split sectors, or, even more plausible in split sectors, multiple entryways into the same sector. I think it was either Friday or yesterday I was commentating, there was 3 entryways into a Brinstar sector, which was pretty interesting. So, cemo to the Forgotten Highway. Portion of the Forgotten Highway segment.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this way it goes pretty close to the map, so maybe cemo will be getting this criteria map as well.
It's quite possible. It looks like a left entry point.
Oh, it looks like we're too high, actually. And he took a hit from the bat. Those do a ton of damage. I'm just going to say it does 100.
They do rude amounts of damage. So, also we want to let you all know that the one, the only, Bressingham is hanging out with us here on tracking for this race. So while we're at it, we're going to plug people along. Make sure you give these racers a follow. And by doing that, !R in the Twitch chat. And !C to follow the commentary and tracking teams. There's Spiffy's second energy tank. Got through the room with the bats and gets an energy tank as well.
Looking really confused about how to get to this map. Because this does not connect down. Getting an E-tank it's worth it for this trip.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to make progress to the map, and that's the goal at all stages. And you get a decent item out of it. Can't feel too bad. You can make later things easier.
We also should mention that the Forgotten Highway may look like an easy section, but just like the bats, these Poyos and other flappy bat-like looking things, they do a lot of damage.
Yep. They are meridian enemies, and so the game expects you to have a suit by now. But without a suit, you don't have any of that damage reduction. Norfair, or Lower Norfair, is even later game, so those enemies are going to be typically tougher and in heated rooms. But meridian enemies are still very strong too. Particularly where we're on a low E-tank count. A screw attack will bounce the Metroids off of you. But you can also just dodge them. And we're into Torian, but that is speed locked.
I don't think I've seen anyone more excited for a safe station than Brest just did in Twitch chat. Hey, look at that! It's Spore Spawn!
I want to see a 2-round Spore Spawn, because cemo is staying for the fight, and most of the time you don't have to do the Spore Spawn, but in map rando you sometimes do, so I want to see who's been practicing this fight.
There you go. And that's Speed Booster for Spiffy.
I know how you could look away from Spore Spawn.
No,
See the progression that's happening.
I'm sorry! I saw a shiny major!
No. So it was missile super, super, and then super. So So it takes 3 supers and a missile to kill Spore Spawn in 2 rounds. Or, I guess, to add up to enough damage.
So a 3-round Spore Spawn from cemo.
And then Spazer for Spiffy. Normally, early beams are really good because they clear out enemies faster, but this seed gave them screw attack right away.
Yeah. So we'll
Cemo did the double chamber strat the intended way, where you lower the platform by walking under it, and then you can wall jump up to it. I just wanted to point that out.
Cool. Spiffy finding one of these refill rooms. Throughout Map Rando, regardless of what settings you're playing at, Map Rando will spit out recharge rooms. They are enemies. There are rooms with enemies that you can basically refill. Think of the room Spiffy was just in, the fish room. Think of when you're going to Speed Booster Highway. You've got the refill before there. cemo gets the pancakes. And immediately loses said pancakes.
Yeah, so that's a very big find. I don't know if he prepared better, then he could get through it. Because he does have a Crystal Flash now. If he has that ammo, then he can easily get to gravity and back out. But having the suit is going to be a really big advantage. Has to do Spore Spawn again.
I mean, did cemo not like the Nutella pancakes? What's a pancake flavor that people don't particularly like?
Burnt.
Burnt
is bad.
It's not where it was going, but well played, Aussie! So, cemo apparently got the taste of the burnt pancakes. Yeah. Someone's saying almond pancakes. That's cemo, that's not what you're supposed to hit Spore Spawn with.
Yeah, unfortunately he's using like all of his supers, so he's not likely to get them back again. And the Crystal Flash is going to make the getting out of 3 Musketeers easy. But Spiffy is going elsewhere, has speed and phaser, doing other things, so not going to be close to this gravity suit. Map? Yeah, that's a map. It's more info for us.
Map. We got a really small Torian, but we do have Main Street. Is there a connector here at the bottom? It's another Brinstar connector.
That's a Brinstar. There's a big water rims on the way, so gonna want gravity suit for that.
Yeah. Now, honestly, that's at least 2 Brinstar connectors that we've seen so far. There's the other one in Norfair. So there's Charge Beam in Norfair, 2 Brinstar connectors, and Racers haven't even had a chance to get to that map room yet.
Yeah, gonna be interesting to see how that map works.
Yeah.
Because it looks like you have to come from the far right of landing site and then cross back over.
Is getting gravity even in logic? 3
not right now.
To do this run?
I think you need 2 more E-tanks. Put it in logic. With screw attack, you would kill the enemies, and so it's just the movement, really, of going from top to bottom and then bottom to top.
cemo's sure gonna try.
Yeah, I came back after filling ammo, so it should be fine. But it wouldn't be safe to continue to the right door, so it should just be going back up.
Yep, so cemo's got no chance to get out. Ooh, Crystal Flash?
Yeah, this is all in the plan. It's in his profile picture. He's been ready since the start of the race.
Whatever. He did. They just really wanted to do a little Crystal Flash. And now the biggest question is going to be: is cemo going to be able to get out of the other heated room? So Spiffy is all the way back in Norfair. This could give cemo the advantage here in Game 1. Escaping with Gravity Suit, and does. Dimensive, pay the Gravity Truthers!
Yeah. Picked up Gravity and was able to keep it. Spiffy's probably trying to figure out the logic of the seed, because it seems like a mess so far. I don't really know what they're supposed to do. They're into Brinstar now.
Alright.
My pre-chat comment was Gravity Suit equals Baby Seed.
Oh, and Spiffy!
Yeah, Yeah, gonna hit a crab if you do that.
Brinstar without gravity.
He's gonna reset the map, because
Yeah.
can't get out.
Yeah, might as well just get the map info.
I guess
Alright,
the
here we
underwater
go.
map.
Mother Brain.
Okay, so Cathedral with the major.
Yep.
And
And
Meridia.
Meridia's got to be housing a ton of enemies. Meridia and Wreck Ship. Maybe Criteria too. Man, that's difficult.
Speed would get you to top right of Criteria, so that's probably what makes the most sense. To continue down to the bottom half of the world, you need the gravity suit.
That makes a lot of sense.
Kind of what I see right now.
So as always with Map Rando, save early, save often, get to the map stations if you can. Spiffy heads back up toilet into Criteria again.
On CMO's side, since they have the gravity suit, they may lose track of logic and just like do what's possible with the gravity suit. And so we'll see if they make like a different set of choices, because they can do more. Spiffy still hasn't scouted the GT item. It's possible for Varia to be there. It just requires a lot of health and weaponry. But if it was Varia, then you'd be able to pick it up and keep it.
So we got Spiffy with Spazer Speed Booster, cemo with Gravity. We'll see which end up being pivotal here. Spiffy could be going after the Charge Beam. We'll see.
He's gonna look at it.
Can't get out the door, obviously.
No.
Has the info. Thinks
Didn't have to reset. The door doesn't close until you damage the boss or mini-boss. Or pick up the item. That would also close the door.
Yeah. So let's also give you a heads up as to what's going on here with the Super Metroid stuff. So the map rando, we obviously have this one being the best of 3 between SpiffyThomas and cemo. However, only getting games 1 and game 2 tonight. If game 3 is needed, it's going to be tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. MM2 NES cartridge versus Aussie. Best of 3 back to back to back, starting at 11 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. Fat Scott versus Timmons, starting at 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. And like I said, Spiffy versus cemo, game 3, if needed, is tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you stay tuned for all of that.
Yeah, that'll also be all of our winners round 2 matches between the 3 of us.
And yes, Baron, I know you're hanging out in Twitch chat. I did see yours, but your race is on Saturday. Not gonna plug yours yet. Unless you would like me to.
Cemo's back at the ship. What is newly possible at this ship?
cemo, you can't leave the planet yet. You still gotta go blow it up.
He can X-ray climb to the top right door. You have to do a crystal flash to set that up. Not many people are aware. But that would be skipping past Speed Booster, and I don't know if you really want to do that. Right now, going through Gauntlet to get to the map, it looks like.
Yep. So, Baron of Red versus iLunix, 6 p.m. Eastern Saturday, back-to-back-to-back games as well. Honestly, I'm wondering if you put all the items together, Spazer, Morph, Screw Attack, Speed Booster,
new on the schedule.
Gravity. Does anything scream to you logic where we should be going? We know Torian has no bosses. Brainstar, we haven't seen a map station for yet.
Criteria is the most logical place right now.
Got it.
Once we know how you're supposed to get to the gravity suit, then whatever the lower parts of the world were, Brinstar and was it Meridia down there?
Yeah.
Oh, the map
running
is
over
speed locked.
wrecked ship.
That's a little disastrous for cemo.
Dang.
It actually needs to get speed and come back here. Hasn't been to Torian yet.
It's gonna open the door for Spiffy to get back to Criteria, who has speed booster.
Yeah. And then Spiffy will see on the map that gravity's there and can go pick it up. So I'd say Spiffy is closer to gravity than cemo is to speed, or at least to this criteria map.
So Kissington in chat says, okay, cemo, do an elevator, crystal flash, and spark flash to get that map. You tell him, Kissington.
So both of these runners, really good at the very, very situational obscure tricks. cemo does a lot of like no item, baby Metroid skip, and other low percent strats.
Hang on.
Spiffy plays a lot of
Did you just
screen
say
seed.
no item, baby Metroid skip? That's a thing?
I did. That is a thing.
Wow. I didn't realize that was a thing.
I think they mostly practice the low ice version, where you have like ice beam and morph. But that doesn't really make a difference.
Yeah. Spiffy's gonna head to Gauntlet cemo to climb supers and finds Spring Ball.
Right. So where cemo doesn't have the map, they might just have to blind check all these doors and find what items are around.
That's
and they'll be less efficient than having the map.
Yeah, that's gonna take a lot of time.
But I think there are good items here. I sort of mostly think there's going to be E-tanks over here.
Yeah. So again, folks, if you're just tuning in, I'm WXFan21, Aussie on commentary as well, Bressingham on tracking, SpiffyThomas, the number 2 seed in this tournament, cemo, the number 15 seed, 2 of the best executing runners of this entire tournament. They are going head-to-head here in the first 2 games of a best-of-3 series.
Yeah, both of them have been playing map rando for a very long time compared to most of the other runners in the tournament.
There's an energy tank
started long ago, and Spiffy's just been grinding it for a long time now. But cemo has the stronger background in Super Metroid Randomizer, where Spiffy's been more new to the scene and also focused more on map rando.
Ooh, so I got the question. I do enjoy telling about this. So some people see the WX and have no idea what it means. WX is a short acronym for weather. So back in college, I wanted to be a meteorologist. So for a competition that I was in, my tag handle was WXFan21. So I just went back to it and kept it as my gamer tag. It's my broadcasting tag now. So I just decided to go with it. And Shacktool decides to kick the bleep out of Spiffy. And Aussie, do we shame Spiffy for getting destroyed to Shacktool?
No, surely not.
Okay, we're not gonna shame. We're not gonna shame Spiffy, but that was kind of funny.
No, he has his webcam on, so I don't know. We get to react to his react, and that's good enough.
There you go. So yes, that is the lore behind my gamer tag.
So, Spiffy running it back, cemo running blindly into the area with all the items. So, various suit. We said there were 3 majors up here. I think 2 of them were in this room. Bombs. If there weren't going to be E-tanks up here, it'd be various suit. So it's very important in the seed to not sequence break with that gravity suit and instead come up top criteria. Get your other suit first. And then the Shacktool death kind of offsetting all this blind checking that cemo has to do. Ice Beam. Cemo knows about Charge. They both do. So can pick up Charge Beam on the way down. And from there is... It's potentially Go Mode. They don't know about the Speed Booster lock map, as in they can't get it. But that is one of the Speed Booster locking rooms. So there's going to be fewer that are going to prevent them from progressing later in the seed. But it's also just likely that Cemo runs into speed when they get to Torian. And then high jump.
Nice high jump. So, I don't want to say Cemo's lucking into these majors, but Cemo is doing a good job without having speed booster coming across some of these majors. So, Spiffy's stream crashed.
Oh.
I just saw them restart. We know people are asking. Their stream seemingly crashed. I got the notification on my phone about Spiffy starting stream again. So
press the button. I can press another button in a few minutes if that didn't work.
Oh my gosh. So Wall Radium says Shaq Tool killed his Shaq Tool got rid of his stream too, huh? The Shaq Tool spikes was too powerful. Hey Bressingham, do you happen to have a button that automatically destroys Shaq Tool that you can just hit?
Just
no?
Trapped in sand for all time.
Bress says I wish.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on that.
Alright.
So we're finally getting more E-Tanks.
It was the same E-Tank Cemo got before.
But having both seats is enough E-Tanks that you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah, no. So Cemo has definitely got the advantage here.
So do we know where Ridley is? Someone mentioned that.
Somewhere on Planet Zebus.
It matters if it's in Criteria, mostly. Because he's not going to fully explore this and is going to continue to the later areas.
Top right landing site.
Okay, so that could be really bad.
Yep.
When you get speed, you don't come back to Criteria unless you're being really thorough. So you'd want to go to the later regions, generally. Cemo does know that, like maybe does want to be thorough. You know. But if they do go down, then it's gonna run to every other boss and have to come all this way back, and that'll be like significant time loss. So I think that's the main thing we're watching in this race. Yeah, I'm gonna take down Spiffy, and Bressingham can figure out the tracking.
Cemo back in the Big Pink is now fully equipped to go and get Varia Suit. And jumps back out the door.
Charge Beam.
Charge Beam, that's right, my bad. Has Varia Suit to go get Charge Beam. Cemo taking a quick refill here on supers, because Charge Ice is not a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's probably the best way to do the fight. Use your supers and then refill.
So Spiffy's stream isn't actually down. Spiffy's stream is actually blindfolded. We'll take off the blindfold here in about 20 minutes. I'm kidding.
It's coming back.
There you go. Spiffy found the Avaria suit at least, and now he's going to be coming across Gravity, which is really cool. Both suits and criteria awesome.
We have seen that a couple of times in this tournament. In this case, you can't get to them right away and actually have to play half the game first. It seems like both of them have 2 suits right now. So it's going to come down to this boss routing from here.
So Baron's telling us that Spiffy has bombs, spring ball, ice beam, and high jump as well. Thank you for the info, Baron.
Yeah, shoutouts to all the tech issues we were having. I think that was the weekend or start of the weekend. They got me to read the troubleshooting manual. I know what to do in this situation. Oh, wave beam.
Ooh.
I don't remember seeing this on cemo's side.
No, that's wave beam.
Ice Wave Spazer. Spiffy knows about Charge.
Yep.
And is going to want to have that before Ridley.
Absolutely. Charge is actually a good item to route back in prior to Ridley, if you think about it. Because you're going to go back through Norfair, most likely to go up to landing site. Just go grab your charge beam then.
It's a little detour to get to Norfair, but it's definitely worth it.
It means
so
there's no ammo hunting.
Yep, no ammo hunting. We have a really strong beam with Ice Wave Spazer.
Yep.
But I'd say positionally, Spiffy is in the lead here.
Yep.
That's all because cemo's gonna have to backtrack for Ridley. And doesn't have the beams yet. Yes, we're in the Speedgaming Live 2024 Super Metroid Randomizer Tournament. So this is a winners round 2 match. We are, like the past 2 weeks, have been the big bulk of the races, where we started with 32 participants, and now the number has been lowered quite a bit. So we're going to have some finer, more even matches now. And that brings us to SpiffyThomas and cemo, where this could go either way. They're both very strong runners of Map Randomizer. So it's going to come down to what decisions they make, how well they play, and who makes the right choices. Like, they're both going to know how to do this GT fight. Standing in the safe spot like this is not in logic, and so with this equipment set, it's not in logic, but they can do it. Because this is a competitive tournament where you want to know the strats for going fast, not just for finishing. Everyone's going to be practicing the harder tricks and practicing how to do them well, fast, and where to cut corners and all that. So, should be an even race, and going to come down to the end game routing. I would say. At this stage, they both have charge, both suits, and a beam. And so it's all about the order of bosses, the order that they kill the bosses in.
I wonder what the order of bosses we're actually going to see is. We only know about Ridley.
Yeah, that part's pretty interesting. We're at 40 minutes, and only know about Ridley.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it'd be very interesting to actually see what the boss order is.
It's not too crazy to have no boss kills at 40 minutes like we have right now, because a lot of the time you just get go mode first and then kill all the bosses in order. So this end sequence goes kind of fast. But at the same time, we haven't gotten all the maps for the lower regions, and so that's going to take a bit of time still. There's still more exploring to do.
Alright. Cemo into Wrecked Ship. But this is the first time we're going to be seeing Wrecked Ship as well. So, here we go. See, Spiffy's going to head back to the ship. Are we finally going to see our first boss fight of this seed?
Yeah, it looks like Ridley first.
Everyone say hello to Ridley.
Not an X Factor start. Was charging up the purple shot, but actually gonna turn on the blue beam. So mostly a Ice Wave Spazer fight, a lot like New Route. And then you also have 10 supers, which is also like New Route. Very similar to that.
Mm-hmm.
I have a reverse Botwin over here.
Cemo gonna go back and take the save. Not gonna go to reverse Botwin here. But back into entry into Kraid's Lair. Spiffy's just gonna do any percent strats here. This is the any percent beam combo. And Spiffy, obviously being an extremely talented runner, there should be no problem specific for Spiffy. And Cemo's gonna find a map station. This map station has the tiniest wrecked ship I've seen throughout this entire tournament.
That is 2 resets in a row. Going for a third. Back to the start. 5 resets in a row for Cemo. Going all the way to Norfair. So there are 3 save slots, and when you reset on top of a save station, it's going to cycle you through your save slots. And so he went through all 3, and then back to the first, and then onto the second save slot. And that was to get out of wreck ship faster.
If he takes down a Ridley, nicely done. Spiffy's going to go and save and refill at the ship, and then go to most likely the top right of the criteria through Ridley. It's possible we're going to find another boss or 2 here. No! Spiffy leaving that area alone.
Which area?
Was there anything to the top right of Ridley?
They have the map, so they would know.
Clearly, they didn't want anything.
Yeah, Ridley was the only known boss from the maps that we have. So that kind of makes it look like everything's getting grouped up at the end here.
Past Ridley was a dead end, according to Baron, if they remember correctly, and Z-Man says was a hollow dot. Got it.
Yeah, chat's here to point things like that out for us.
Yeah, plasma! Cathedral plasma!
So, one way of looking at Cemo's position is they can get the maps down here and then reset back to Criteria and Norfair, because they have those save stations set up. But to do that, you'd have to give up these items that they're picking up on the way. So plasma. And then Speed Booster is the one that they need.
Yeah. Something to keep in mind, too, and, you know, we probably haven't said it yet, but people can kind of, if they've been following along and paying attention, you can see it. Even if you reset, the map information you get, you keep. The map info doesn't go away.
Yeah, that was an interesting design decision that Map Rando does. Like, the idea of keeping things after you die or reset. In Super Metroid, normally you just lose everything. But like the player knows what the map looks like, or the rooms that you've been in. So it's reasonable to just give you the quality of life of letting you keep the map, and that opens up the ability to make plays purely for information.
Yep.
Okay, so into Torian now. I think it was the top of Main Street here. That is how Spiffy got into Torian, and then Speed would be up there. Chat mentioning also the room outlines. So whenever you enter a room, it's going to give you the full outline. Normally when you're walking through a room, it'll give you one tile at a time and color it in. But if you look at the pause menu, it gives you the full outline in a bit of a shaded, a little bit hard to read way, and it doesn't tell you any... it doesn't tell you the item quality or the door, if it's ammo doors or boss doors or anything. And the idea there is similar, where it's about the players seeing the room, and maybe you just forget that what room was behind what door, and it's not very interesting to just have to recheck a door. So it gives you some quality of life of just giving you the room shape, and then it's on you to know your room shapes, to know what room is there. And it also opens up some different configuration settings. So like you can play map rando with the entire map revealed at the start, with the entire map, but only the room outlines at the start. And so that's a little friendlier to some people. If you know the general shape of the world that you're playing in, that can feel a little nicer to run around in.
Aussie branded room flashcards when, says Baron. Hey, listen, if it's gonna make money...
There was a site made for that.
Awesome.
Was it Mini-Me? Miss Mini? Made a little site for that. So it cycles through rooms as they appear on the mini-map. And you're supposed to, you know, in your head, recognize what room it is.
Yep.
Because that's important. As far as racing goes, it's important to know what the room shapes are.
Yep, so Spiffy is now going to head to the wreck ship and get the same information that we saw from cemo. Very tiny wreck ship area. So the play here is Meridia, which is going to be really weird to see 3 bosses in.
Yeah, the play for cemo is still to get to Ridley. That's gonna be that's always the best route from here.
Yep.
But yeah, we're thinking that all the remaining bosses are gonna be down in Meridia. You just don't want to end next to Mother Brain without having Ridley dead, because you can't finish the game. I didn't see what jump we were pointing out. Or that Baron was pointing out. Screw tack mid to top. That's the SMZ3 tech. A lot of the logic and strats, like some inspirations, come from, I guess I'll more generally say the different kinds of randomizers that exist for Super Metroid, where A Link to the Past and Super Metroid, the combo randomizer, it lets you like take little portals to get to parts of the Super Metroid world that you can't normally get to on a vanilla map. And so that enables new strats that people hadn't thought of before. Now, Dash and Varia it's been popular to play area randomizers, so it's doing a similar thing. Giving you portals so you get to new sections of the map with different item sets. And now we're into Map Rando, which is every single room is going to be randomized.
Basically what happened is Aussie and the rest of the developers got sick and tired of playing area rando, and they said, you know what, we've had enough of this. They blew up the entire planet, shuffled all the rooms around, and said, that's enough of that! No, I'm kidding, but I love what this is about. So Spiffy's going to go across here, being very close to this map station.
Yeah,
this is probably the Fantoon map station too, or the wreck ship one.
It is a left door, so Spiffy's going to check the 2 right doors. Since Fantoon has to be connected to the room with the unpowered map and on a right door.
There it is.
Wins the 50-50.
Yep.
Low stakes 50-50s.
And once we see Spiffy get the Meridian map door, I actually have to take off. I am commentating a Counter-Strike game tonight for the esports org I work for. Or volunteer for, rather. Work, volunteer, however you want to say it. So, this is going to be a ton of fun to see how this one unfolds. Because there's a very good chance that it's going to be a quick Fantoon, Dragon, and Kraid all in Meridia.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of what's left to us. But we'll know more in just a second when Spiffy gets this map.
Absolutely. Cemo also finding their way into Meridia.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense to be here. I don't think it's going to end well for Cemo.
The biggest difference, crazy enough, has been Speed Booster. Yep, there's Kraid. And Dragon. Ta-da!
So you said you're going to take off. It's been great having you here, WX fan.
Likewise, thanks for allowing me to come and do comms. I was hoping we'd have a quicker race, but I get the stream started already. So folks, listen, you all have a good night, and who knows, maybe you'll see me at the end of game 2, and I'll see if I don't get a chance to talk to you. Good luck in your best of 3 tomorrow.
Oh, sure, thanks.
You're welcome.
And yeah,
have a good night, everybody.
Good luck with your Counter-Strike.
Thanks. Bye, guys.
Okay, so this Fantoon Dragon Kraid is really important. Does Cemo not have speed, really? Doesn't seem to. Speed has seemed like an important item. So what we see right now is Cemo has first boss down with Fantoon. Spiffy is with Ridley, Fantoon, and Kraid killed. So that would put Spiffy ahead. Cemo has the plasma beam. And that's pretty good, but it's not really worth that much time. So triple the damage of Spiffy's beam. And with Ridley already dead, that's only going to really matter for Mother Brain, as well as the microwave potential for Dragon. Grapple kill is essentially just as fast if you get a goop right away. But that's small amounts of time. It's like 5 or 10 seconds in those fights. So it's not going to be like a big game decider difference if someone has a stronger beam than the other person. Plus Cemo doesn't have wave either. The thing is, Cemo knows that the bosses that are killable are down here, so it can take care of these, but doesn't know where to look for Ridley, and only saw that the map is speed locked. So he's gonna have to blind check more criteria rooms. It does make sense to go to the ship first if you're doing that, because a lot of the other areas have been cleared out. But seed isn't required for the seed, unless there's something on this way to Dragon. The difference is that Spiffy got it early and was able to get the map with it, whereas Cemo went to where the map was first, couldn't get it, and it's just not reasonable to go back just for the map. And it looks like we're getting a any percent Dragon. Very difficult to do, actually. Takes a lot of practice, and then you still can't get it most of the time. That is, every Super Metroid speedrunner has trouble with the Dragon fight, but does get the kill. And that is all 4 bosses down. It would make sense to me that we know where Mother Brain is, but I don't remember seeing it. Because I think Meridia is the bottom of the world, and we've gotten every map on the way. Yeah, Dragon down at the same time as Kraid, so Cemo. Slower on the route towards Dragon, and then also has to do that huge backtrack for Ridley. So Spiffy in really good position in this race. Hard to think of what can really stop him. Gonna high five here in Leadox. Brinstar, okay. Brinstar's pretty close, I think. But this is better than any percent equipment. That's the standard. Brinstar is just going to be at the top of Aqueduct. You don't really want to stop for any more items. Like, hollow dots are still nice to have, but getting items costs time. An E-Tank would be more safety. Supers would be... it'd be more comfortable Mother Brain fight. I'm not going to call it faster because you have to... like, it's not going to save time over not getting the supers, but it'd be a more comfortable fight. So he just needs to get to the top right of Everest, and that'll be Mother Brain. Not going to do the Shine Spark because it wants to save health. This is 3 E-Tanks and a reserve, so it is possible to die with this. Like one red beam, it usually double hits. So do it. Okay, gonna give us a speed zeb skip. Easy trick. Microwaving Dragon. So you just toggle on and off X-ray, and then Plasma will hit. So, what is this situation that is occurring on SpiffyThomas' side? So it takes 2 missiles and 3 supers to kill a Zeb. That took a reset. You can actually do the reverse Zeb ice clip. You need to let the Rinka move 1 pixel left. Very obscure knowledge. But what are we looking at here? Which tiles are colored in? We lost all of Meridia. guess that's the short of it. Unfortunately, that means 3 bosses are back up. I guess I would call that one of the more likely mistakes to happen. Because you're being careful about not like dying to Mother Brain. You're managing your health closely. But you're not always watching your missile count that close. It's like, throughout the seed, you pick up a bunch of missiles, a bunch of supers, and then once you get charged, you stop thinking about it. But you do need to look at your missile count on the way over to Mother Brain. Like, it's something I always try to be conscious of. I want to have, like, a decent missile count and a handful of supers. And just stop on the way to make sure that that's not a problem. For Mother Brain 1, you need 18 projectiles and 3,000 damage. And you don't always have that, especially if your super count is really low. In these endgame situations, you're going to be like clearing bosses, often with some ammo, and that means your super count isn't usually too high, and so you have to be really careful about just having the Mother Brain ammo. So, both runners in shambles. We get an enraged Phantom. Cemo knows that Ridley is in Criteria. Cemo does not have access to the Criteria map. So this is going to be blind checking Criteria. And it's likely that this works out very quickly. At this point, you kind of play the odds, or play the shape of the map. If you're looking for Ridley here. You want to know where your low left and your high right doors are. Like, where can the Ridley room fit? Ridley's room is 2 tiles high, 1 tile wide. So you're looking for that shape and comparing to what you've already seen. So, like, I don't know how Cemo feels about reaching the far right edge of the world, because that kind of is what you'd be thinking about in terms of looking at criteria checks. But I think that top right of landing site makes the most sense to check right now. And Spiffy is on the re-clears. Fantoon down into Crade. This will show us just how much of a run back this Ridley is. Because Spiffy is going to re-clear all the bosses and probably meet at Mother Brain at a similar time. Okay, we're at the ship. Going right. Should be a... If all you know about the world map is that you've already cleared like the left in the top section of criteria, then it makes sense that you go to the right area next to blind check. Finds it, and then just has to cross all the way back. The ship is right next to Ridley, so free to use all supers. Same time as the Dragon fight. But I think that we can actually look at this as a close race from here. That's the one upside to catastrophe. Cemo already in Norfair. We saw that Brinstar and Mother Brain is very close to Rydia. It's probably okay Dragon fight. Right now we're worried about every small thing. And since we know that every small thing matters, like you could look at the entire race up to now and think of all the other minor mistakes that are going to be adding up. But we're into the final moments of the race. We can touch back on the plasma difference. Spiffy is going to use all of his ammo on Mother Brain 1. Essentially. Like, he'll have like 3 or 4 supers left. So that means the plasma is going to get like its full value. Ice Wave Spazer is a 60 shot fight, and that means a 60 second fight. Spiffy's being extra careful to get missiles. That is very not good right now. On the one hand, you want safety because it just costs you like 10 minutes. On the other hand, this race is getting close. And then the save as well. This is a if only he knew situation. It is a very convenient save, and that's why you're tempted to take it and lose the 15 seconds. It does get the instant gravity jump. They are both in the Everest room. Is that high enough? Barely high enough on the power bombs. Okay, Cemo also doing the gravity jump. Spiffy going for a Shine Spark skip. Zeb skip is important. They definitely have to get it. Like both of them. It's just how many tries does it take? Because we're looking at how long this fight's gonna take. Okay, so 4 supers. Has a little over 100 extra energy. And Plasma, it's like a 20-second fight. I mean, it is a 20-second fight. 30. Ice Plasma is going to be a 30-second fight. So it's a 30-second advantage on Beam. And then having the supers, I don't know if that's like 10 more seconds saved on Cemo's side. So going by their room entries, Cemo should be ahead. If that math checks out. And that's how close the race is right now. We're both in this Charge Beam Mother Brain fight. Plasma on the right, Spazer on the left, and looks like Plasma's winning. As well as that extra super pack. So yeah, gonna be this whole cutscene ahead. 2:35 in the escape. I don't know if Spiffy can catch up to this. Like, there's enough gap that you can pause quite a few times. It would take a bigger mistake, I think. On this in-game timer, like 30 seconds. That's how accurate my math is going to be. They're 30 seconds apart in-game. Cemo on their way up to passing through Norfair. The map was really weird the entire time. You have this little corner section of Criteria here. Like, there's a bit of a U-shape over the top of Norfair. Norfair is like the center of everything. Criteria is the top. We have Radiant Brinstar pants. Norfair certainly feels really long. Or like really big. Or that's because it's the hub that's connecting everything. Down here. So you can give us this classic blue bomber. A failed blue bomber. Blue bomber is actually harder when the pirates aren't there. So I say. I don't feel like I use the pirates as a reference or visual cue, but I must. Like, it's one thing to lose your 10 minutes to the soft lock and then just lose because of that. But then on the run back, he was playing more safely, more carefully. A stop for extra ammo, maybe farmed more. Took a safety save, and that is showing up as like the perfect difference between the two of them as Cemo finishes here. I think it's like 5 more seconds than the safeties, but you can point to the safeties. But that is going to be it for the first race. Cemo takes the win there. Spiffy won on routing. Pretty hard. Getting speed booster early. Speed Booster unlocked the criteria map. The criteria map showed Ridley, and cemo had to cross the entire world twice to get to Ridley in the end. But taking a soft lock to Mother Brain is equally devastating, losing 3 bosses. And that's the race. They are going to go into game 2 after a little bit of a break. It should be about 7-ish minutes. Then we'll be right back here. Game 2. We're only playing 2 games today. And yeah, tune in for that. Just a minute. We'll go on break. So see you in a bit. We're live again with this SpiffyThomas versus cemo race. Bad things happen to both sides. It's a fair way to put it in game 1. But we're into a clean new seed. So they'll just have to start fresh and give it their all once more. This is the Speedgaming Live 2024 Super Metroid Randomizer Tournament featuring Map Rando. I'm Aussie101, one of the tournament organizers, as well as one of the developers for Map Rando. So I'm going to be doing commentary here on the racers. Fairly good friends with both of these runners. I've known them for quite a while now, as part of the Super Metroid Randomizer community. And then also is going to be Bressingham, and also another long-time randomizer runner. So thanks to Bressingham for being here and helping me out with the tracking. But we are now off into game 2. This tournament is double elimination, so the loser is not done. They just go down to the lower bracket. In the left versus right war, this is a win for left. And there's that speed booster that cemo was missing in the first game. So Spiffy just seeing the green door now. With that E-Tank as well, you can have access to the gauntlet door by shine sparking across. That takes an E-Tank to be in logic, as well as the speed booster. But you also need to think about the way back, and you just go through the top left door, the gauntlet door. You don't know if you can get back until you see it. Stream. Spiffy did say he's having issues with live split. Maybe that extends to OBS. Maybe it's just his Twitch stream. Because this is what is on Twitch right now. Okay. So anyway, we have power bombs. Power bombs are a good item. We're in the early game. Map Rando has, like, one way to think about it, the way that I think about it, is it has the early game, mid game, late game. Early game, you're looking for the basics. So that's going to be your power bombs, your super missiles, your morph ball, and some basic movement items. The mid game is when you have the basic items, you're looking for, you're exploring regions, looking for bosses, try to get those early boss kills, collecting like enough ammo or charge to kill Mother Brain Ridley. That's the collection exploration phase. Then the end game is when you're in go mode. cemo gets grabbed. Is this the end of our hero? pulled into some sand. Get right out. We got a bit of a slideshow on Spiffy's side. And cemo is quiet. This has a bit of a border dropping. I can fix a few of those issues. See what that does for audio. The way that Spiffy disconnected from Twitch for a second. I don't know about that. I don't know if we can fix that, but it does have a super pack and a reserve pack. Reserve tank. E-tanks and reserves are very useful to have early on. Once you have 2 or 3 of them, then you can like reasonably go through any set of heated rooms, unless it's a very mean map, and those do come up sometimes. But once you have 2 or 3 E-tanks, you can usually explore everywhere you want. Supers, right now, cemo's missing them, and we have seen seeds where there's only one possible available super pack. So since SpiffyThomas has the supers, it's a matter of when cemo gets over there. We see Mother Brain and Hollow Dots. I think that is East Cack Alley, to the right of the map screen here. We saw that Climb Supers had an E-tank, so that would be worth getting, but I don't know if you want to spend the time, because this is a race and you're trying to cut corners. But now cemo heading left has the power bombs. Probably gonna run into the supers just over here, but I'm not sure if they have an easy way to get to the map, or if that's gonna be a bit of a backtrack. So I have missiles here. You don't really need many missiles early on. Like, it does turn into the time sink to keep that missile pack. You're also down two power bombs, and you need to really manage your power bombs in the early game. You don't have bombs or screw attack or spring ball as a way to conserve your power bombs, so you got to think about refilling them at every chance you get. It doesn't look like Spiffy's stream is buffering. I'm multitasking. Yeah, Spiffy's Twitch, which you can find by using the !R command. SpiffyThomas. That looks okay. That looks steady. Just an issue with the restream here. And I don't think that fixed it, so I'll do the other thing I did before. Just take it down for a minute. Come back up. Ressingham is a great tracker and can figure out the items to put back. A lot of these runners are going to be running a tracker on their own stream. So one trick the trackers can use is to go over there and yeah, we see a gravity suit on SpiffyThomas' stream. And he's also about to roll into another major. Is that really this seed? So sure that this is the seed. Well, RestreamBot is having a party. But cemo is the one who is doing things that we can follow. We can keep track of progress in the race on cemo's side. They have supers. And they're going through some heated rooms here. It almost looks like Spiffy's side is gonna like replay everything up till now. Or catching up. Okay, Brindstar map. We have Fire Fleas, Green Pirates. This can be pre-Cathedral. Free item on the right. Well, actually not free. Not unless you have suits. So there's a couple majors we can get right here, as well as a boss. This is West Cack Alley. You can gravity jump up through here. It's not too hard to do. Just like that. Pretty decent room for refilling your ammo as well. Then once you're into Lorne Arthur Fire Fleas, just shoot the face, run through. You don't want to take the spike hits. Spikes are still going to do 60. And that is X-ray. Wrong Fire Fleas. So we get X-ray out of that. Normally, logically, that only matters regarding ice clips. Okay, gonna take the top of this room a little bit safer. These enemies do 60 damage a hit. The rocks do 40. Okay, and we're on to the next major, which could be a double. Space Jump and Green Missile. The Space Jump's really good movement. There was there's another major to the right where you had to do a couple of more difficult rooms, as in more complex. I don't know about more difficult, but Space Jump's gonna help with that. Like it has a Coliseum there. Does that connect even? Yeah, it connects at the bottom of Parlor here. The bomb Teresa door. But don't want to do that right now because health isn't great. So we did see another major to the left. Okay, head that way. You do want to get all the holodots on path. Especially right now. It's not until you're really set, or like have enough of some resource, that you think about skipping holodots. Yeah, we're not quite there yet. I think we're about to have the full stream taken down for a minute. I think that's what the next step does in trying to fix this issue we're having. Maybe we get to see the major Spazer beam. So see, we're gonna keep Spazer, head back out, farm again. And then gotta decide what to do. Didn't really find much. The space jump is really nice, open some options. But I don't know. Maybe useful items are these E-tanks and supers that you have. I hear some sounds. We have water. We have spin jumps. We have energy drops. Those are missile drops. How well can I cast by sound effects only? The hard part is hearing myself talk while listening for sound effects. That was a door. That was a shutter. So we supered a shutter. Okay. It's open on Twitch, but not for me. So I can commentate on the past. They're in the same room. They're both going through Electric Death Room. I guess we can comment on how close the two are. Do you see them in the same room? Very similar items. Frame for frame, in fact. Cemo actually pulling ahead purely off of being able to space jump faster. Yeah, so they're both kind of quick with the gate glitch, and Spiffy having the faster Alcatraz. We see cemo has Spazer, so I imagine that's where Spiffy's going next, and if that is the only difference, then cemo would be ahead. Otherwise, just see a little bit of a difference in the missile count. Yeah, thanks for the support staff who jumped in and got this fixed for us. See a wave beam. It seems like we're okay to resume focusing on the race. E-tanks are good, especially when they're a health refill. So decisions. What are we doing for decisions? Spiffy hasn't been to... I think that's Kraid. Kraid. Does need to get that. Has been up there, though. So that's kind of odd. He was up there without the map. But you do want to get the Kraid kill, from what I can see. So cemo can be up a boss kill, and they are otherwise kind of on the same route. We were a little bit blind for a while. This is going to be a powerbomb refill at the B-toms. So far as we can tell, cemo going to be a bit ahead. 2 majors over here. I think the holodots are 2 out of the way. So we get the 2 majors. One of them is wave. And then we're out of here. Oh, never mind. We can't get that item. So it is possible to get the item. You do with our mode, but with you have too many E-tanks to do that reasonably quick. The other way would be with the Crystal Flash. And we don't have the powerbomb count for that either. So it looks like both are just going to have to leave that behind and hope it's not too important. It does mean that they're both going to be in the same situation. So that's going to come down to future decisions and future movement. Up till now, we are 21 minutes in. cemo seems to have pulled ahead in this, like the first... I'll call it the first third of the race. These tend to go for an hour. They can go faster, but I don't think we're in a particularly fast seed. And they can go slower, like in game 1. Right now, gotta decide where to go next, though. So Spiffy may know how to get this item with our mode. Wouldn't get the E-tank if he was going to. But it would be like pretty gambly to do it. Because it would take a long time. And so you're effectively all in on the one item location. So, makes sense not to do that. Get the wave beam. And just gonna be about half region behind. Only difference between the two is gonna be this run over to Criteria on the left. They could get into wreck ship. But I don't know if it's logic. Usually not, but maybe. Man, it looks like WX fan is free again. So we'll get him back in here. Welcome back, WX fan.
Yeet. Yeet. I'm back.
Cool. Nice to have you.
I did manage before my Counter-Strike game started off. See, I saw the unfortunate death that Spiffy took in game 1, which clearly led to the cemo victory. I see the win there. So what are we looking at here in terms of game number 2? Because it looks like they're pretty even.
Yeah, so we've had a bit of technical difficulties on Spiffy's side in particular. But it does look like right now they're very even. Cemo went back to the ship, and SpiffyThomas went down. And so this is a bit of a divergent play in what has otherwise looked like taking the same route where cemo was a bit ahead. But now it's backtracking to the right. Maybe cemo also going to go to wreck ship right now. I just wanted the refill. So what we can tell is they've cleaned out Brinstar, got a boss kill.
Nice
that's a charge
being
at West Ocean.
Is this the first time we're seeing wreck ship?
Yes.
Okay. So nice new area to be exploring here for these runners.
Yeah, wreck ship. It was behind the Key Hunter stairs. Pretty sure. That cemo is coming up on now, and so coming this way has a couple of requirements to be put in logic. Like it has the obvious heat damage, but also to get back from wreck ship, the randomizer is going to assume that you take a hit from each of the key hunters on the way back, and they do 200 damage base, and so health requirements are kind of high to come down here. Map is on the right. cemo goes left anyway.
If he's taking a quick refill here. And
Yeah, the refill looks slow and it feels slow, but it's actually fairly quick to get your health up. But
yeah,
it does matter the most if you actually need the energy.
Cemo quickly getting over to Ocean as well. What'll be interesting to see? Yeah, what'll be interesting to see here is Cemo is going to peek that charge beam as well. Who is going to be able to get the advantage here on Variasuit? These racers are being very back and back. Obviously, right now it's high-fiving literally through the same rooms. And Spiffy has the energy that cemo doesn't. Spiffy's going to be able to get through the fast ripper room.
Yeah, Spiffy saw what was here, left, and came back. And that's how he used his advantage in getting to wreck ship sooner. They're kind of following the same path. I'm not sure why we haven't gone down the bottom right of Everest. I guess wants to get the charge beam first. It doesn't seem that important right now. I'd value the map over the charge.
Oh yeah, definitely go get your map station. New zone. It's Norfair. So wreck ship toilet leads to Norfair, which
probably
is pretty nice.
30 minutes on this race.
Yeah, about 30 to 45 minutes, somewhere in there, Cads. So Spiffy is going to go ahead and grab that charge now.
Yeah, we do have the bigger Speedgaming schedule to think about.
Yes. See, how, in your opinion, as a runner and obviously as a developer. How big would finding an item like high jump and or screw attack be at this juncture for these races?
Screw attack saves time in many rooms still. High jump, I'd say that is more dependent on the room.
Okay.
I guess between the two, I think I like screw attack a little more. High jump is generally better, but we have space jump already.
Okay, wrecked ship. Get the
Like they're both
charge
good
beam.
utility items, of course.
Yeah, that's an interesting major over there.
Interesting route to the map, too. It's actually the bottom left door of Everest.
Yep, and this is an upper bracket matchup. This tournament is a double elimination format. Should you get bumped from the upper bracket, you head to the lower bracket. A lot of big names in the lower bracket, Aussie. Not going to be an easy lower bracket run. Obviously, you want to win and get through the upper bracket as far as you can.
Yeah, there's enough variance in Map Rando that pretty much any of the remaining tournament participants can take games off of anyone else.
Yep.
So nothing is going to be decided before any of these races are played. Spiffy's the number 2 seed and the more experienced Map Randos player, but Cemo is like really better known for winning group races, I think.
Cemo is a beast. And also, I want to give a big shout out to Aussie for allowing me to come back and do commentary with them. Appreciate it, Aussie.
Yep. Good to have you back.
And also, big shout out to our amazing tracker, Bressingham. Make sure you show Bress some love in the Twitch chat. And of course, Aussie doing an outstanding job on commentary as always. So, Aussie, map room, right over here.
Cemo just tried to show us a cool trick. But missed it. So Big Pink has a map.
To the map room, and it's the Meridian map room. Okay.
Charge with the major. Torian, Dragon.
Dragon. And possible double major. So we got the charge beam major, but there is that upper west Meridia item. If you look to the left hand of the map, if Spiffy decides to go there, there it is. The double major in the water. Possible double major.
So I think Spiffy didn't get the wreck ship map.
Nope.
And that's why he appears to be ahead now in checks.
Correct. So Spiffy never went for the map. We saw Spiffy actually dead end a room, found a super missile, and reset.
But yeah, but coming down to Norfair, Norfair, it just has good items plus a boss, so it's really good to do right now.
Agreed. And Cemo did come across high jump. Like I mentioned, if it was going to be that important. So this does give Spiffy the early advantage. You have Dragon, you got Gravity Suit. No grapple beam. But again, Gravity Suit's going to at least make that fight a little bit better. And you get the any % beam combo. So it shouldn't be a massively long Dragon fight. But obviously anything can happen. Jeez, I hear Dragon now and I think of what Oopla went through yesterday with that Dragon fight. Not cool.
Yeah, you're saying that it's good to know how to do a really low % Dragon fight, and that is the case.
I mean, if you had 20 missiles, I think it was 5. You only had 5 super missiles and 3 energy tanks to go and defeat Dragon. I mean, Oopla did end up getting the Dragon kill.
There are seeds where being able to do that and less, or having less items, is really important. Can really save on routing. So it does come up. It's not going to be logical. It's not something expected by hard logic. But it's expected for going fast. Yep. So heading over to Watering Hole, that has at least one major.
That's the name of the room, thank you.
It looks a lot like Beta Peeps, but it is actually one tile deeper. Spiffy trying to give us the jump over the hopper to avoid the hit. But it doesn't really work with Spazer, plus didn't really scroll the grammar appropriately.
Grapple and Plasma and Golden Chorizo and Meridia. Spiffy
yeah, Cemo knew about grapple, about Plasma.
Oh,
Both
got it, right. So there you go. So Spiffy finding that screw attack that we were talking about, Aussie.
Oh yeah. I guess we're gonna compare them now. If Spiffy wins, then Screw's better. If Cemo wins, High Jump's better. Yeah, Cemo saw that Plasma was there. Charged Plasma is a very fast GT fight. So just farmed up, came back, and did the fight, and now has Plasma. And it's going to be set for weaponry for the rest of the seed.
Yep.
And going to have a fast Dragon kill, whether it's with that grapple or Plasma. I think Spiffy should have a fast Dragon too. This should be, or at least what I would do, would be a speed booster opener into ammo kill. And it looks like we're going to get a X Factor as well. With that high jump, it's going to be a lot harder to land the X Factor.
Well, Spiffy got part of that X Factor.
Yeah, I think one of them hit. Maybe two. A second Shine Spark would save a lot of ammo.
Whiff, rather.
Yeah, just gonna finish with ammo here.
Oh, and Cemo found Varia suit. Hello.
Oh, never mind. Varia's good, but I think going Norfair first is the better route still.
But you have to still route into Meridia, so.
You have to run into Norfair too.
Oh, and Spiffy's saving that energy tank for later too, and unfortunately losing the stored Shine Spark.
That was smart. Yeah, stored Shine Spark was worthless.
Also, Spiffy has a ridiculous amount of energy too.
So it probably cancels out the routing difference. I think they both do all of Norfair and all of. Actually, Cemo doesn't have to get all the majors in Norfair.
No, they got Plasma.
Yeah,
they got Plasma.
Varia and Plasma.
Yep.
So I think Cemo's route works out in that sense. Gets to skip a few checks in Norfair.
You know what also
probably does everything in Meridia.
You know what also works out really well, Aussie?
What's that?
Having all of our people watching, following these racers! Exclamation point R on the Twitch chat. Exclamation point C to follow the commentary and tracking team. That's what you call a fantastic segue. You're welcome, folks. You are welcome.
There are those links right there in chat. Twitch.tv/SpiffyThomas. Twitch.tv/CemoRocks.
And Twitch.tv/Aussie, the GOAT map rando runner. I mean, just Aussie Runner 1.
WXFan21. The other commentator here with me. And then on tracking, we have Bressingham 6.
Woo!
Woo!
Bressingham! Bressingham! Bressingham, if that was an arena, that chant would have been very loud.
Looking back at the race, Spiffy went to Torian, so I think he's in a lot of trouble right now. Cemo's going into Norfair now. We'll see how it plays out, of course. But I think Cemo's going to have the lead after the next sequence of events. Or was there no boss in Meridia?
No, I didn't see a boss in Meridia.
Oh.
But Spiffy
That'd be
finds
interesting.
the wrecked ship map station, so Spiffy's found Fantoon.
Yeah, it's gonna be a third boss. Not in a position to do Ridley right now, but isn't far away either. He's actually fairly close. Just need a few more holodots.
So yes, folks, in all seriousness, Spiffy is going to be looking at a hopefully a little bit of a quick Fantoon fight. Yeah, Spiffy not happy about that. Bostonian area accent. Senso. If you would like me to hit the typical Bostonian accent, I can hit the stereotypical one. Spiffy is being wicked smart trying to fight Fantoon there, kid. Gonna be sending Fantoon right up to camp. No? Alright, never mind. Spiffy unfortunately can't get the 2-round Fantoon here. Gonna hopefully wrap things up here with a 3rd-round kill. Nicely done.
Shouldn't really expect a 2-round. Because I can't do it, so... no one else should be able to do it.
I mean, clearly Bossy can't do it. No one else is ever allowed to do it. Done. Period.
Yeah. Patched.
All world records that have, and any times that have a 2-round Fantoon are now null and void.
Don't say that.
I'm kidding.
Make everyone get 1-round Fantoons.
I'm kidding. Oh yeah, well right. Those are a myth.
Absolutely mythological.
Mythological.
Fiction.
So we got Spiffy only has Ridley left, which is actually in Torian. Spiffy with 3 bosses down. The question is, Aussie, does the routing still favor cemo or not?
I think Spiffy has a chance right now. He needs to pull out this Ridley fight. I don't know how he does it, but he's gonna kill Ridley right here, and then he'll be in a good spot again.
Yep.
But then I think, I mean, I guess it'd be only guessing that he would go into Meridia, and then lose time off of that and cemo would catch up. No, we would know where Mother Brain is, so that wouldn't be it either.
Twitch chat, I was kidding about the world records. I was very much invested in Oates' world record attempts. And now cemo demonstrating the microwave technique onto Dragon. However, friendly PSA. Oh, cemo getting the spike suit, maybe? Don't microwave seafood at work.
Yeah, I actually am interested in how this plays out very soon. Because I think Spiffy can get the Ridley kill, and then can skip Meridia.
It'll be very tight.
Yeah, it would be ahead with cemo gaining on them, and like saving time throughout. And so we could get into a really close finish, and that'd be very exciting. So I don't know what happens from here.
That means you gotta stay tuned and wait and find out. That's right, folks. Spiffy, onward to Ridley. cemo is going to come across Fantoon and Ridley. Oh, and Pants Room is a connector to with the Torian exit room.
Yeah, I think we get a Spore Spawn fight instead, and then also a Farm Room is right there.
Rest thinks Spiffy needs 1 more super.
So there's a dot here in Aqueduct. He must have checked that already. It's probably power bombs. And then there's also the sand pit.
If Spiffy goes to Norfair, this game could be over. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah, so there's an item kind of close. But I don't know that these are close enough, even if they are like supers. I don't know if they're close enough to stay ahead of cemo.
Nope. Spiffy just passed it. Spiffy's going to go try and hunt Varia, which I think is a mistake. You have plenty of energy. You have plenty of stuff to defeat Ridley. Just go for it.
Wow.
You're
I
down a
wouldn't say
game.
that.
Risk it.
Ridley's a hard fight with these items.
Charge Ice Wave Spazer.
Yeah, that's really slow damage. It's like triple the health requirement of the super fight.
Dang. I mean, I would still say try it. You're already down one game. At least give it a try. Now a little microwaved Fantoon.
Yeah, if you were really practiced in double X Factor, Ridley, and then the missiles plus supers plus the charge beam, this looks, I think, barely possible. You might have like a little spare health technically.
I mean, look, double X Factor strats, really not easy to do. Especially in a Ridley fight where you don't know what the Ridley RNG you're going to get is.
You absolutely have to practice that a lot. And even then, you probably like miss it or get hit trying it. And I think he doesn't actually know where Mother Brain is. Like, doesn't have Wreck Ship or Meridian map.
Spiffy did see Mother Brain on the map. I think Spiffy really wants that Varia suit. I don't know what Spiffy is hunting for other than that.
I don't think you can hunt Varia in this position, though. You're too close to being able to finish right now.
Maybe you're hunting supers?
Well, yeah, I think you would go for holodots. But I don't know. Awkward situation, for sure.
If he's going to find that high jump and be a little disappointed. Down the G4 elevator. There's the supers.
Yeah, supers, high jump. High jump does help with the beam Ridley fight. Assuming you practiced it. You can do beam shots faster than if you were pogoing. Like beam shots while he's swooping faster than if you were pogoing, if you have high jump speed.
Oh, hello, Spore Spawn. Are we gonna get a microwave Spore Spawn? Is that even possible? No, it's just a one charge plasma shot. Very nice. Yeah, Spiffy to Meridia. Aussie, I can say this. This best of 3 is not disappointing between these two racers.
Yeah, it's really showing like how like that they are like fully capable at the game, like know how to route, know the tricks, are really good at Super Metroid. But the difference is in the routing. Like it's not the decision making, it's just how it's playing out, and it's turning into like a big gap. So it's still a close race. Even
it's very close.
Even if there's a visible gap.
Cemo takes out Ridley, and now it's on to Mother Brain. One more time, folks, make sure you give these racers a follow, please. Exclamation point R on the Twitch chat. Give them a follow. It's been an outstanding series so far. Would love to be able to see a Game 3 tomorrow night, but we'll see. Spiffy is going to need a lot of help for that to happen, so we shall see. So, we will see what this is like. And again, exclamation point C if you want to follow the commentary and tracking teams as well. We've got a Mario race. If you're interested in Mario, Mario's happening right here on this channel as soon as this game is over. So it'll be a very tight post-game. And Spiffy has Varia suit.
Yeah, I think cemo has the Ridley kill as well.
Exactly.
So you can see that Spiffy had the positional advantage going down to Torian. Just didn't have quite enough items. Really just needed another super pack, another E-tank. Would have been enough to kill Ridley. And it would have been a very close finish. I think Spiffy would have been ahead. But didn't have it, had to leave, and cemo just came down, cleaned up Ridley, and passed him up.
Spiffy looking for Puyo Ice Clip with the X-Ray, gets it. Cemo close to Mother Brain.
So just backtracking across the world. The very end game isn't really that exciting every time in map rando. You have all the movement items. You're just going from one spot to the next, and then you're done. But it does show off your movement, your ability to move around with different item sets. Get to see this neat baby skip. And then the escape itself is always pretty interesting. Right, so we're running a bit short on time here. So I'm going to go ahead and spoil that cemo does keep the lead from this point on. Is closer to Mother Brain. Spiffy's still back at the bottom of the world doing the Ridley fight. So we're going to bring in the racers for an interview a little early. And with us now is going to be SpiffyThomas. Is going to take the loss in this
How you guys doing today?
Yes, good. GG, Spiffy.
Yeah, I'd say that a G. I don't know about a GG.
I mean, tough loss in game one. We're going to wait for cemo to get up here as well. Cemo just joined us as well, I think.
Yeah, cemo in the waiting room now. Here's cemo. GG.
Here he is.
Yep, there's cemo. Cemo! GG's.
Thank you.
GG's.
So, Spiffy, kind of what happened there on game one? Because the leads, okay, so this entire best of three went back and forth. Leads changed. One person had it, the next one had it. So what kind of happened at the end of that? Because even at the end of it, it was a 30-second difference. What happened with the death there towards the end in game one?
Much less to death, but I did soft luck. So I was calculating in my head how much ammo I needed to take down Mother Brain 1, and I had it. I most definitely had enough ammo to take down Mother Brain 1. However, I didn't calculate in breaking the glass all the way. So I was actually a few missiles short of completing Mother Brain 1 there.
You mean the 18 missile requirement?
Yeah. I came in there with, I think, like 7 missiles and 10, like 8 supers or something like that. Which, if there was no glass, which is perfectly fine.
Right.
But glass is a thing, and Mother Brain said, not today.
Unfortunate.
Yeah,
So
very unfortunate.
Cemo's going to have a very fast escape here, and Cemo officially is going to finish up here on the restream. And nicely done, Cemo. So Cemo wins 2-0. Spiffy is going to be heading to the lower bracket. We can see your reaction here on the restream. You weren't happy about that. What was the decision, Spiffy? And then we'll get on over to Cemo. What was the decision to go back and hunt for Varia?
You have to be quick with these answers, by the way.
Yep.
Yeah, so honestly, the main deciding factor was I saw heat on the way to Ridley. I was unsure if there was farm on the way. And also, I only had 20 supers. Without plasma, full beam combo, and 20 supers, well, I'm very healthy, but it's just not a risk I was willing to take there.
Cool. Cemo.
In my case, I just kind of routed into Meridia and found all the good stuff. I saw the nice little care package at GT there. When I was just poking around for a save and happened across those nice majors, and in my mind that was go mode. So I fought GT and picked it up, and then Varia is just on the way to the map. I'm like, oh well, okay, there's nothing else over here, but this is clearly very good.
Right, exactly.
Cool. All right, we're gonna leave it open to both racers here. Again, we are up against it here for the next game that has to come here on the main Speed Gaming channel. We want to give them time to set up. Cemo, Spiffy, the floor is yours.
GG's
Right,
50. It was fun. Good luck in the rest of the tournament, and GG's thank you for commentary, Bress, WX fan, Aussie. Our Bress was doing tracking, but thank you, Bress. And thanks for putting this on. Spiffy?
All right, pretty much the same thing that Cemo just said. Aussie, WX fan, Bressingham, thank you guys so much. GG's to Cemo, and I wish you the best of luck too. Now that you knocked me down to the lower bracket, start taking out some other people. If you win the whole thing, I'll feel a lot less sad about losing to you here if you just win the whole thing. I'm just saying. But thank you to everybody for putting this on.
All right, Aussie, take us out of here.
In addition to that, thanks to WX Fan for popping in for co-commentary with me. And also shoutouts to Speed Gaming staff and the volunteers. Not only for helping with the streams, but also overall for keeping the Speed Gaming network afloat and bringing us all these nice races that we all get to enjoy day to day. And with that, there's more matches, particularly right now, but also all the time on Speed Gaming. You should check them out. They're pretty cool. And with that, we're gonna be done and pass it on to the next game. And we're out of here.